today. From Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's a special New Year's Day edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
The usual sea of red here in this venerable stadium has been turned white as we are high above snowy Arrowhead Stadium in KC. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Arizona Cardinals and the Kansas City Chiefs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This will make it into the end zone, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What did the columnists write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Connection made with Chenault. And able to use the stiff arm to gain leverage initially, but not much room thereafter. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence and allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you've got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game.
2 yards the loss, second and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Second and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Gain of 7 yards. And it's third.
Out of the gun now on third down. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive. And they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did. Big time pickup for them. And now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone. Because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now. It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory. Yeah. That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time. Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
Gibson, the ball carrier.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 81 yards.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
Home 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Yeah, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a play fake here on first down. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Third down.
We're scoreless after 1.
Corners with no score.
Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he'll get this to Antonio Gibson complete. It's a gain of 6, but not enough as they'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Don't walk out here, man.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Oh, going for Jefferson down. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Cardinals. Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals are able to show off their quick strike ability.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
And the Cardinals will go up 7-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
On second down and 4, Rodgers. He finds Corey Davis. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play.
Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIEs. Distinctive destinations, all I want to see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I deserve that. It's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing over your permit.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Looking deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on third and medium to pick up the first.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Escaping. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20, and they bring this one back. A scoop and score, a fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown. How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it. Now the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points. I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half. No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard. Now this throw caught left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half. Rodgers now on first down. And that'll be complete to the running back, Gibson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. That catch good for only a couple. Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
And 8 yards to go.
He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen, and he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. The best multitasker in the business, the coach. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10.
And 10.
Rodgers now to throw. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty. Let's face it, they thought they had bent
but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
Now this one complete to Corey Davis. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a second down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Gerald Everett, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Makes it 14-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt.
Chiefs 7.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff. Taken in at the 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. I call it no gain there on the 1st down play. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll look to throw again. This is Chenault on the receiving end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. His throw caught at about the 5. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Zach Ertz, as the 1st half is winding down, and the Cardinals will extend their lead. CD, for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now 21-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into our EA Sports Halftime Report. A busy final day of the regular season, so let's get to it. We'll start in the NFC East. This one always a battle. New York taking on Washington, and it's the Giants who have the lead as they approach halftime. The Giants trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we're off to check out another game, and you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, see what's happening with the Bengals. And they've gone to the half in that ball game with the visiting Browns out on top. Ezekiel Elliott, a touchdown run in that first half. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. On first down, Rodgers. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Chase Young racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers, that's into the hands of Pascal. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks, don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. 'Cause 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 'cause' 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 5 yards that time on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Harrison Smith on the coverage.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Able to complete this to Chenault. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A gain of 10, 1st down Arizona.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line.
Tackle made.
Daquan Jones in on the tackle there.
Yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 now. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a 3rd down.
I know that play went for no yardage, all right, but I like the attempt, because the fullback position, whether it's a fullback, a tight end, an H-back, wherever you want in that spot, not known as a primary pass catcher, so sometimes the element of surprise works in your favor, but on that play, give credit to the defensive guys.
And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
23-yard line.
KC's offense ready to take over. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game. I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been 2 ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there, the snow causing the fumble. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Taken down at the 19-yard line.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Eric Armstead in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Third down. Third and long.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Cardinals on third down. They've been good, 3-4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17.
24, Chiefs 7.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Now, aren't I, though?
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Now he dumps this off over the middle. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
To Antonio Gibson. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 26-yard line.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Antonio Gibson, the intended target. But now it's 3rd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Intercepted by the Cardinals.
That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 7 yards the pickup there.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. This will be caught at about the 5. And the Cardinals are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Up with 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
Arizona.
Zach Ertz, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead is now 24. 5 plays there on that drive. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And one thing we do know, they will be a part of the playoffs come January. They have clinched the AFC West.
And that feels good for them, but they feel like their work is far from done because as it stands right now, they won't have the 1st round bye. But a lot of teams will tell you, that's okay with us. We just want to get to the playoffs and wreak havoc from that point on.
But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, they just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete.
Rodgers pass.
He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
2 makes it 3rd and 11.
Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point attempt here still to come. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
And now here comes Kansas City. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick six. He'll find Gibson here complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They will find Davis. That's complete. That one a first down pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
It's second down.
To throw again. Rodgers. Antonio Gibson, the intended target. And it's third down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
This one caught by Davis. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go on fourth down. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on fourth down. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on fourth down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down.
Mike, 53, Mike. Hey, they're scared.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to be about a yard or two short of the first here. He needed the 35, but didn't make it. And he's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And his kick here is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further.
41, Chiefs 7.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
Intercepted by
the utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Number 22.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. Today's final score,
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cardinals, they've indeed run the table here on the regular season. They finish a perfect 16-0, joining the 07 Pats and the 72 Dolphins as the only teams to ever do so. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, we'll have to see what happens as they're going to finish the year 10-6. And as division champs, they will host a playoff game next week in the wild card round. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.